Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2024 for the 8th episode of our REMBE Pro Cycling career mode, brought to you by REMBE Pro Cycling. So last time we successfully completed our last sponsor objective, which was actually an easy one, visibility one at the Echelon Tour, but this means we've got everything completed, all the goals of the entire season, so our sponsor is happy and so am I. Right now we are in the last few months of the season, so this will be the last episode of this season, starting off at GP Crun in Slovenia, Asis Gber in Germany, we've got Grand Prix Dami, Münsterland Giro, and also the, holy shit, International Raiffeisenbank Kirchblütenrennen. I'm an Austrian man already. Finally, GP V Alber. So around 6 races. I am skipping the European Championships and the World Championships because I find it a bit unrealistic for a manager of REMBE Pro Cycling to already be the German national champion in the first season. So maybe in the second or third season we'll be national coach as well. But hey, we'll start off with some racing. GP Crun in Slovenia. Jacob Scott as our hilly sprinter guy for this parkour because it looks like it will finish in a hilly sprint, so the perfect rider for it. But apparently the game disagrees with us. We're not in the top 10 favorites. The favorite is Joseph Blackmore, now 77 hills, so I'm very certain this man has grown quite a lot already in this playthrough alone. So with about 30 kilometers to go, we've got the race relatively under control. Other teams are doing the work right now, 135 to a 6-man breakaway, and I think they're going to be caught quite comfortably. In our team, we've got Jacob Scott with a -1 on the day, but it's not hitting his stats, so I think this should be a good finish for him. It's a bit of an uphill sprint at the end. As long as we can stay with Blackmore on that last big climb, we should be fine. Last 10 kilometers now, about to go on the hill. I need to make sure Luc van der Val goes a bit faster to keep ourselves in position. Maybe 88, something like that. We just gotta make sure we stick with Blackmore. He's sitting not here, not here, not here, not here either, right here. So a bit far, but now they are speeding up. Come on, Luc. Hold on, my friend. Hold on, my friend. We gotta stick with these guys. We are still in the group. We are still in the group. Agire time, because Luc van der Valk is done for. Let's do 95, and it's still one peloton. That's perfect. Let's get to the front now as soon as possible. Luc can protect Iago, and Scott is in fourth wheel. 2.4 kilometers to go, 3 riders. We've got Kirch in the wheel of Iago, Kirch in the wheel of Iago. Let's pause it for a second, otherwise I'm going to absolutely mistake here. Iago out of the way. Kirch at the front, let's not launch too early, let's not launch too early right now. Scott in the wheel of that, let's launch right now, come on. Can we get through? Can we get through? I launched way too late, didn't I? Yeah, I did. That's a bummer. We've got Joseph Blackmore winning. We're gonna get a top 5, I think 5th, but far from a perfect result here. Honestly, I think there's a world where we win this stage, but we didn't time our sprint perfectly, neither our lead out, so we end up 5th, so hey, we gotta accept that. Our next race is actually kind of similar. Erzgebirgsrundfahrt, a German race. It's a race that we should be competitive at, but we are the 10th favorite on the road with Jacob Scott. Joseph Blackmore, once again, the favorite. This time, I want to beat him. So Jacob Scott is starting with a +1 on the day, so that's 72 hill and 70 sprint, so that is perfect. But I've taken a look at the profile, and let's be honest, it's pretty fucking hilly. These 2 hills right here with the black spots on it, those are very steep, very short, very spiky. I kind of want to explode the race there, so that's our plan. So the Bilberg is about to start. We've got our 6-man train at the front of the peloton. Luc van der Valk is setting it up. This is actually not the steep part of the climb, so I'll wait a little. And now the steep part is supposed to start. Yes. So Luc van der Valk can now go 95. Actually, Nordhagen and Watts are doing the same thing. So looks like we might not be the only team with this plan. Let's do 99 over the top, maybe with Luc. Come on, come on, come on. Tom van der Valk can take over. I don't think we're splitting it here. I don't think this is going to work. Jacob Scott's still in the group, so at least that's the case, but this was not perfectly executed. Second steep hill, the Spiegelwald. This one goes up to, let's see what the gradients are, 95 for Brown. I don't think we're going to split it again. We don't have the energy for this. 19%? That is crazy. Another team is doing it. We've got Lima really trying to push it here. Come on, Lennart Vöge. Come on, come on, come on. We gotta stick with them. We gotta stick with them. Come on, come on, come on. We can split it here if we keep going. No, we can't. We just don't have the riders. We've got 2 riders with energy. Whatever my plan was, it didn't work. We are having attacks left and right, and I'm desperately hoping that other teams control each other because I do not have the manpower to do much here. I'm just trying to survive and hope for a reduced sprint with Scott. At the moment, we've got Reisig going again, new attacks on the right. They just keep coming. 14 kilometers to go, second last hill, once again attacks. Reisig, Brennan, Duckert and so forth. We've got Blackmore here on the left, so I'm not too eager to follow that move because I feel like Israel's going for Blackmore. Last 5.5 kilometers, I am desperately trying to follow the wheel of Blackmore, and is he gonna go for a move on the climb? Yes, he is. Come on, Scott, come on, Scott. Just follow the wheel, just follow the wheel. We've got Stussy and our wheel. Can we get over the top? Wow! Blackmore just got hit by a car. That is crazy. But we are in the wheel. Söderqvist, Stussy, and Blackmore and Jacob Scott fighting for the victory here. Last 3.5 kilometers. Come on, Jacob, you can do this. Still in the wheel, still in the wheel. Recover energy, recover red bar. That's what we need. Söderqvist is trying to take the wheel away from us, but I'll just take his wheel then. Last 1.2 kilometers. Let's wait. Let's launch right now from the wheel. Come on, Scott. Come on, Scott. Come on, Scott. Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. No! Ah, we're gonna get second. So close. We had a tiny bit of energy left, so we could have launched earlier, but I feel like we played that relatively well. Second place for Jacob Scott at the Asis Gber Rundfahrt. So close yet so far, but I think we should be happy with that performance. Next up, we are visiting my home country, Belgium, for the Grand Prix Dami. We are 4th favorite actually with Jacob Scott, so I'm looking forward to this. Parkour-wise, we've got a circuit in the last 40-50 kilometers with 4 times a cobble hill, so that's the point of interest. So we've got a break of 11 riders. In the peloton, we have Axel de Lee, not Arnaud, and Sport Vlaanderen and Bingo chasing, so we don't have to do much. I think they'll have it under control. These last 4 circuits with the cobble climb is the most important part in the race, and I'm quite curious how selective those cobble climbs are. So let's take a look when we get there. Roughly 54k to go. We're about to go on to the first time the cobble hill. I've got myself in a good position just in case it splits the peloton because it's actually quite a steep hill, so it could actually do that. These motorbikes and the cars all in the way. Absolutely crazy. Jesus, we're going slow. We're going 9k per hour. That's my speed up a climb. 6k per hour. That's under my speed up a climb. We've got Nordhoft and so forth actually gaining a gap on us right here. Tom van der Valk is getting dropped. That's crazy. Let's go. 85 over the top. Let's try and stick together. Gerhard, you're in Narnia. Appelbaum, you're getting dropped as well. Kirk as well. Holy shit. There's actual splits in the peloton right now. A group of 18. We've got Odense, I think this was the favorite in the group ahead of us. What's happening? Anyway, still a 17-man group, still Odense ahead. On to the second cobble climb with Kirk at the front. Let's see if we can catch up with Odense on this climb and maybe split the group again. We've got our entire train at the front, so well positioned. Can we catch the breakaway group here? Odense has done it, so we might actually get blocked by breakaway riders if we don't watch out. I could watch a movie during the time that I'm on this climb. Kirk, Silas Kirk over the top, 85 now. Let's see what happens. Appelbaum off the back. I don't like that. We've got Wright, Scott, Boresh, and Kirk in a group of 13 riders. Can we catch up with the group ahead? That would be ideal right now. And there we go. That's exactly what we do now. A group of 22 at the head of the race. We've got Appelbaum back as well, so that's an extra rider. Now 36 riders up here. Silas is almost stunned full, but he can keep pacing roughly 75. They're attacking me in the flat segment between the cobbles. That's a pretty crazy move. Appelbaum to the front, my friend. You can pace after Silas. That's kind of the plan, and now everybody's caught again. So I'm okay with the Rasenberg going on a little adventure. I don't mind too much. 24 kilometers to go. Everybody's sprinting towards the bottom of the next cobble climb. We've got Rasenberg still at the front. Group of 35 with us. Let's see if it splits again. Appelbaum, keep ourselves near the front. Come on, come on, come on. Don't get blocked, don't get blocked. Silas, do not block your teammates. He's going 2k, 3k per hour. He's standing still. A full parquejo by Silas Kirk. Boresh, keep going. Appelbaum, don't block anyone. Come on, Boresh. Get Scott to that front group. We kind of get dropped here. That's not good. Let's keep going. Paul Wright is off the wheel, but he might be able to come back on this segment. Spending a lot of energy doing so, so that's not too enjoyable, but I think we're getting back with Wright, and hopefully Boresh can bring us back to Group 1 now. Okay, we made it back. There's one cobble hill left to come. Let's see what that one does. Actually, attacks in between. Paul Wright needs to control that for us. Come on. We've got Orenz, Van Hoof, Belletta, and Arts off the front. Last 9 kilometers, we are roughly half a minute behind the front of the race now, and the last cobble hill is about to come, and Jacob Scott is lonely. We've got no other teammates with energy, so I'm going to try and attack towards the front right now with Jacob Scott. Come on, come on, come on. In full. This is not working. I don't think I'm getting an inch closer right now. 35 seconds, 31 seconds. Actually, I am getting closer, but I won't get there. I will not get there. We've got a mechanical for Belletta. That's the worst timing ever. And can we get back to the front of the race? Come on, we have limited energy, but they're kind of stopping. I need to get to the wheel here, and I'm going to get in the wheel of Orens himself. There we go, and another guy attacks. Orens follows. Perfect. We're going to drop off the wheel. We don't have the energy. Can we follow him? Come on, come on, come on. We're part of a 3-man group right now. I feel like we're all out of energy in the front there, but also in the chasing group behind, so it's kind of a battle of dead swans right now. Last 2.8 kilometers, 2.5 kilometers. I need a different wheel. I need a different wheel. I need a wheel of someone that actually has energy. So let's do Belletta. Let's try and bet on Belletta here. Come on. Last 1.5 kilometers. Please, Italian, have some energy. Last kilometer. Let's launch a sprint ourselves right now. Jacob Scott comes around. Jacob Scott, Jacob Scott, Jacob Scott. Jacob Scott wins the Grand Prix Dami. Whew, that was a rough one. That was really difficult. How beautiful is this? From 5th to 2nd to now 1st with Jacob Scott, we are moving up. Honestly, on that last hill when we got dropped, I thought it was over, but we made our way back, we sat on the right wheel, we started our sprint, and we sprinted to the victory. So, what a win. Hopefully we have the same luck on this one. It's a flat German race, but it's got loads of wind zones, so crosswinds, echelons are possible and likely. So, I'm not sure how this will go. We've got a few options here. We have Rotman, Weiss, and Jacob Scott as 3 separate sprinters, so depending on daily form, we'll see who we go with. We're about 50k in the race, and we are in the first wind zone, about to cross into the second one. The wind in the first one was actually not too extreme, so I'm not doing much, just positioning myself at the front right now. Ooh, on the left bottom, the wind is going quite extreme right now, from 15 up to 48, 49, so I think I should try something. Can we make this a 180 kilometer echelon stage? Why not? 75 on the unmarked Temmen. Let's not go too extreme, but let's start with that. The whole peloton is hugging the left side of the road. If one rider cannot keep up, a split is happening. This is pretty crazy. I kind of like echelons on PCM, to be honest. The exposed wind zones. There are some splits, or at least people dropping off the back, although I feel like that's more because they're out of energy and not just because of the echelons itself, so that's a bit of a bummer. Yeah, I'm not sure this classifies as echelons. They look like echelons, but it's just very tired riders dropping, and they keep on dropping. The peloton is now 48 riders. Rotman's getting water. No, 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 no. Get to the front, my friend. You're wasting valuable energy. You don't need water right now. Nobody needs water. Dehydration is the key to victory. Everybody knows that. There's about 60 kilometers left. We survived the first half of the race. This major wind zone. We survived the hill zone in a group of 33 now. Breakaway riders still ahead. We've got 2 riders here and 8 riders in the actual breakaway, 2 minutes ahead. But we've got a solid team still in this 33-man group. So 2nd and 3rd wind zone about to start. Actually, we are in it, but the wind's only 18, so it's not that spectacular. Last 35 kilometers, 1 hill to survive for our team. We're in a 22-man peloton chasing a 7-man breakaway. This is steep. This is very steep, but we are catching the breakaway on this climb, which is perfect. There we go. 95 is too much, too much. Let's do 85 over the top, something like that. We've got Dens, Koch, Sheehan, Aniolkowski all with us. And it's now a group of 7. At some point, I should try and follow an attack with Scott, because right now, I'm having Rotman close this down, and I feel like he might not have the energy to do so. So I might have to bridge myself right now. There goes Scott off the front. Can I bridge towards the front in one go? Yes, I can, and I'm in the wheel. I'm in the wheel of the group, and I'm going to recover here. 17 kilometers to go. Aniolkowski, Koch, Scott, behind that, Ulich, Hofstetter, and Cedric. Oh, we're getting attacked. We're getting attacked by Koch. I do not have the energy to close that. Damn it, Jonas. Why did you have to do that? Sheehan is now attacking towards Koch. We are in a lost position. We are in such a lost position right now. 3 kilometers to go, the race looks over for me. 1v1 between Koch and Hofstetter for the victory. We're going to be fighting for a third spot. I'm trying to save my red bar for some kind of sprint out of the wheel of Anielkowski, but I don't think we'll have it. We've got Hofstetter winning ahead. Can we sprint here? Come on, come on, come on. Actually, it's going to be Koch winning. Just on the line, Jacob Scott can sprint right now, and we're getting third in the Münsterland Giro, so I think that's a very good result. By the way, I've only just realized, but is this not the Gent-Wevelgem parcours? The Echelon zone in the Moeren at the start, and after that the hill zone. We've got the gravel sectors, then a hill zone again with the Kemmelberg, and then a wind zone just added onto it for this race, I guess. Anyway, we got a podium, so I'm happy with that. It was a crazy race, and I enjoyed it. Now, the second last race in today's video, an Austrian race, the Raiffeisenbank Kirschblütenrennen. That's a mouthful, but when it comes to the actual favorites of the race, we are not in there, so that's slightly disappointing. Actually, that's quite logical. We've got a sprint race and we don't have a sprinter selected, so that's a bit of a mistake. Lucas van der Valk can stay home, Jacob Scott can come to the race, there we go. And we are suddenly 5th favorite, so that's pretty good. Last 6 kilometers, breakaways almost got a gap of 30 seconds, so we're keeping it close to the finish line. Julian Boresch going 96, 97 right now, Energel on the first 2-3 riders. Scott is looking good as well. Energel there, 99. Appelbaum is ready as well. Let's go with him right now. Boresch out of the way. Come on. I need to launch my sprint correctly for once. Come on, Ferge. Right now at 2.5 to go. That was too early. That was too early. Was it too early? I don't know if it was too early. It looks like it was too early. Yes, it was too early. Scott can launch right now. This is too early. Can I switch to Söderqvist's wheel? Yes, that might be a good move. No, it was a horrible move. And we get destroyed. I ruined that completely. Söderqvist wasn't even the sprinter. It was the lead out for Tim Teutenberg. 13th in the end. That was a pretty horrible sprint for Jacob Scott, especially because he was in such a good position. Anyway, that brings us to the final race of the season, the GP V Alber powered by Rathaus Rankweil. We've got 3 hills in the last, let's say, 15-20 kilometers, and that will define the race. We're not in the top 10 favorites, but we have solid riders like Jacob Scott once again, Appelbaum, Aguirre, and so forth. Especially Paul Wright, who managed to fitness peak at the least important race of the season, this one. 20k to go now. We're starting the first of the 3 very steep hills at the end here. Iago at the front, facing the team. I'm actually gonna have to destroy his energy quite a bit because I want to get closer to the breakaway 120 towards them right now, but I have to imagine that these guys must be pretty tired already. Leonard Ferge will be next after Iago, and that will be pretty soon. Right now on, let's say, 85. Iago's done for. We've got Boresch, Wright, and Scott left after that. Matthew Brennan is still in this group. 77 sprint. We gotta get rid of him before the finish line, because I don't want to sprint against him. On the second hill now, 1 by 1 breakaway riders are being caught. Boresch, limited energy left. Ferge has been dropped. It's Wright and Scott with energy. And I'm quite happy with that. We are catching the breakaway. Still Brennan in the group. So we're going to have to drop him on the next climb. Some attacks over the top. I think Söderqvist is going. I got to try and follow, let's say, Teutenberg here as well. There's 2 sprinters in this group. How? Onto the last hill, being led by Söderqvist. Teutenberg is still in the group. We've got limited red energy. I won't be able to drop the sprinters, I think. Teutenberg will be with us over the top. 99 into the descent with Paul Wright, with Scott in the wheel. Energy shells, that is too late. That is too late for an energy shell. We're going to be sprinting already with Wright. Scott can also start sprinting, why not? And we're going to get beaten by Teutenberg, I'm guessing. No, Brennan is the one that beats us. I could not drop the sprinters here, genuinely. I was unable to drop the sprinters here. 8th in the end is the result for Jacob Scott. Far from ideal, but I still enjoyed that race. But hey, taking a look at what we achieved this season, I'd say this was pretty successful. Not 1, not 2, in total 9 stage wins in races, plus 3 GC victories. The Czech Tour, Arctic Race of Norway, and Tour de Taiwan, a green jersey there as well, Czech Tour the white jersey. And as I said at the start of this video, we achieved all of our race objectives, overperforming on 4 of them, and also we got our season objectives as well, so that's pretty great. Now the long-term goal when it comes to this team is to bring REMBE Pro Cycling Team Sauerland to World Tour and win the Tour de France, so we got quite a bit of work to do. Especially since next season we will still be a UCI Continental team. We will be the 52nd strongest team in the world, and we need to be the top 35 one, I think, yes, to become a Continental Pro team. Now, if you don't know, this is not based on results, this is based on your team strength after the transfer season. So we need to sign better riders over the seasons to get to World Tour. That is also why I try to sign young riders like Hannes Wilks, Noah Isidore, Emil Herzog, and so forth, because those riders will also grow next season when it comes to stats, and therefore up the team strength towards the end of the season already. Now, there's one more thing I haven't spoken about. We haven't signed a single junior rider this season, and that's because there was no one interesting on the market. Alexander Ludwig and Esposito here are very solid talents, but they are still juniors next season, so I can't sign them yet. And the 18-year-olds, there's no one really super talented in there, so I don't feel like signing them. So yeah, no luck when it comes to our scouting this year. Hopefully it goes better next year. Anyway, that brings us to the end of our first season with REMBE Pro Cycling Team Sauerland. I want to thank you for watching this series. I've really enjoyed it so far. One final thing. Which riders do you think I should sign in this series for REMBE Pro Cycling in the next couple of years to bring this team to the top of World Tour and to win the Tour de France? Next to that, I also want to thank REMBE Pro Cycling for sponsoring this series. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do it either, so thanks to them as well. And I guess that's it. That's it for now, but soon I'll be back with the second season on this channel. Can't wait for you to be there as well. Thank you, and see you then. Goodbye.